الساعة
have the best way to do exactly that with Allah's support and your help. We've got our satellite TV channels, and now we can reach. Let's make that difference together. It's easy. And be my. And we're coming to you almost live from our studios right here in Southern California. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. And we have a very special guest to us tonight, and one who you are familiar with if you've been watching us. Here's Abu Hafsa.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. MashaAllah. SoCal from SoCal, or it's NoCal. Right. All that soy SoCal, all that soy milk out there. You guys are all healthy, mashallah. You don't have to deal with the winter.
MashaAllah. Well, you know what? We do have a caller set up to call in. We have two callers. Two callers are set up to call in, and one of them is in New Jersey, and the other one is in Florida. And we should make this announcement right away, and then we'll talk about it throughout the program. We are going to be in Houston, Texas next week.
Oh,
yay!
All right.
Right, the week before Christmas, leading up to Christmas, and then we're going to jump over to, Chicago. And then the week after Christmas, we're going to be in Chicago. And then we're going to go to Florida. Yeah.
Wow. MashaAllah.
We got a lot planned over this. I love to travel. You know me. I love to travel.
I've heard. Well, I'm with you, Sheikh. If you want me to be, I got an event on the 23rd in Toronto. Otherwise, I'm cleared sailing to go to Chicago at least.
Okay, maybe would you like to come over to Chicago?
I would.
Maybe.
Houston's going to be a tough one because I got an event here, but after that, we can definitely go to Chicago. MashaAllah.
Say it slow again so I can hear all of it.
I have something on the 23rd locally, but as for Chicago, the next weekend, you can book me for that one if, we can get that one, mashallah.
Oh, okay. Chicago is the week after Christmas, so yeah, that works out for you, doesn't it?
That's clear. Yeah, that's for me.
All right. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. So, I guess we can start the program tonight, right? Oh, we already did start the program.
Did start it,
I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a drink.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
How's that coffee?
Guidus TV.
All right.
The pause that refreshes. No, what is it? The pause that refreshes.
Awesome.
There you go.
The pause for the cause.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need that. Okay. By the way, this is my version of coffee. I only put coffee, water, honey, and a little tiny bit of ginger.
Oh. I thought you were going to say ketchup. I know you put ketchup in almost everything. I wasn't sure it was going to be
I had the ketchup on the mashed potatoes last night.
That's that, right? So you got your fill. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Little ginger and coffee, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, mashallah.
Okay. Somebody.
What are the callers?
Somebody said that we should. Let me see. Somebody asked us to go through the Bible and witness something that says altogether lovely. Are you familiar with that one?
I'm familiar with a few translations of that. Is that not in the Psalms, or is it
Songs of Solomon?
Songs of Solomon, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
they translate Muhammadin as altogether, which is accurate. I mean, he's the Khairul Khalqillah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, but that's his name is Muhammad.
I'm trying to find out where it is.
But they hide that, so, like, so bad.
This, I don't know, this should be rated how? R or
What you reckon?
XX?
I'd be shy to read that to
yeah.
a congregation of sorts. I don't think I could do that. I know any part
Actually,
of the Quran
I read this to Abu Hafsa right before we started. And I read the last chapter and the chapter before that. And we decided this should be rated not R and not X, but XXX, because there's nothing like this in the Quran.
No,
talking about ladies. This one is chapter 6, and it's talking about virgins, concubines, and without number, and oh my God, you don't want to hear what his.
Single brothers just turn the channel.
I'm gonna say this. I don't want the channels to block us, because if I say this how it is, I'm not going to put any emphasis on it. I just read it. This is the Bible, the King James Version of the Bible. Okay. And I'll read it to you.
He's going to read it to us.
I can't. I can't read this. I have to skip over parts of it because it's talking about laying bear, and that's not a bear, a grizzly bear.
I'm too young for all this.
Yeah, I'm too old for it. Okay.
Grandma said no.
Okay, I'll read verse 9. I think this is. Wait a minute. No. My dove, my undefiled, is but one. She is the only one of her mother. She is the choice one of her. Okay, I can't read that. The daughters saw her and blessed her. Yeah. The queens and the concubines, and they praised her. That's as far as I can go. I don't want to get into that. Okay. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. What do you think about that so far?
For those of you who are still with us, we appreciate you more than you know. MashaAllah. I don't know. I mean, I haven't read that. I have an audio version of the Bible. I've gone through it sometimes. I haven't really gone through Songs of Solomon or books like that. So, I mean, I may have to now. But that's interesting.
Okay. I did find it. I did find it. It is chapter. Let me see if I can put it up here. Okay. Huh. Okie dokes. Oh, it's too big. It's not. Wait a minute. I think we can squish it down. All right. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is the Book of Solomon, the Songs of Solomon.
Songs of Solomon, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm not going to read anything except the last verse of it. The very last verse is, yeah, here we go. It said, his mouth is most sweet. Yeah, he is altogether lovely. This is my beloved, and this is my friend, O daughters of Jerusalem. I don't think that it has anything to do with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam at all, because this is a collection of private, I think it's private poetry that somebody wrote and thinking about Solomon, and they just I don't think this is anything to do with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because if it were, even if it were, I think that this would be out of place, because it said his mouth is most sweet. Why we say that? His mouth is most sweet. That means, according to the rest of this, they're having an affair of some kind, and it said, and he is altogether lovely. This is my beloved, and this is my friend, O daughters of Jerusalem. And I think that this is talking straight to the children of Israel and not anything to do with Muhammad. And it's Muhammadim, Muhammadin. I don't think it has anything to do with the Prophet ﷺ. However, in the book of John, in the New Testament, I think that Jesus was talking about Muhammad coming, because he said two things about it. And one of those is that he would be called the something of truth. Spirit of truth. Yeah, the Spirit of truth. Because this is exactly what the people called the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they did call him the very Spirit of truth, because he was always truthful. He never told a lie, even in a joke. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. He never told a lie, even to make the people laugh. And I mean, you could stretch the last verse to say it that way, that his mouth was sweet in terms of eloquence, but I still don't believe that it was.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It still doesn't go with it.
Even if you stretched it to mean that, still the rest of it it's not.
Yeah, I think that if you look in the book of John, and I think that would be better.
Sure, it's actually closer to the coming of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, between Sulaiman, if it was that we are to believe that. There's a lot before the coming of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I don't even know. There's Isa knows like hundreds, maybe thousands of years between the two. So I don't know why he would even be mentioning that in that context, especially like you said, it's poetic and it's more private.
I did find it.
It makes you a little bit blushy.
Yeah. I did find it. It's chapter 14, verse 17, and it says, even the Spirit of truth, whom, and it's talking about a person, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him. But you know him, for he dwelleth with you, and shall be in you. Even that one doesn't really sound like it, because it's talking about somebody that you can't see, and even that one doesn't stack up. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we have to give something to translations, I suppose. Like with you and from you, or in like amongst you. Allah knows best. I mean, again, they're vague. They're quite vague. And then
after that, Jesus says, okay, I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. All right? And yet a little while, and the world seeth me no more, but you see me because I live. You shall live also. And I think this is fit exactly with what the Quran says, because he didn't die. He's saying, essentially, in my interpretation of it, of course, that's doesn't count for anything, but the way I see it is, this is talking about Jesus telling everybody that he is not going to leave you. Let's see. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you, yea, a little while, and the world seeth me no more, but you see me because I live. You shall live also. I think that sums it up. He didn't die. He said, I live. He didn't say he was going to die. And then let's go forward with that. Let's see. Okay. At that day you shall know that I am in my Father, and you are in me, and I in you. Now, how do you understand that one? If that was real, if that was even said that way, how is that? That doesn't mean, that means I'm a god?
It's quite ambiguous, isn't it?
Okay, and then he says, let me flip that over again. Let's see. It says, he that hath my commandments and keepeth, he that has my commandments and keeps them, he is that loveth me, and he that loveth me shall be loved by my Father, and I will love him and will manifest myself to him. Now, that is possible, even though we know this has been retranslated and stepped on and haggled out and added to and taken away from so many times. But still, it might be something here. And then it says, he that has my commandments and keeps these, then loves me, then he that loves me shall be loved by my Father, and I will love him and will manifest myself to him. And the biggest problem we would have is God is not the father of anybody.
Yeah.
That is the biggest problem that we would have.
Yeah.
And in the Old Testament, you will find that. In the Last Testament, you will find that. And this one is the one that is the most corrupt, because this is the book of John, and it was published or written out long after Jesus was gone. And I don't think that that was a person that even knew Jesus, because there was no companions of Jesus named John. Is that right?
Not that I'm aware. We know of Yahya, but I don't believe that's the same person.
Well, Yahya was John the Baptist. So, okay, yeah, you got a point there. That could be translated as John. Well, they did translate it as John. Yeah, Yahya. Yeah, well, Yahya means happy, very happy, or pleased, something like that.
Son of Zachariah, Ibn Zachariah.
Yep. Okay.
But again, that doesn't necessarily, I don't think they're referred to as the same person. I don't think John the Baptist and John, according to that book, are the same.
All right.
Are there two Johns?
So
Are there two Johns?
I'm going to see what 16 says. Somebody had asked us to do this, so I'm just taking care of that piece of business before we go into tonight's program. Let's see. Okay, the Comforter. That is the expression here. And let's see. That's chapter 16 of the Bible, and this is verse 7. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is expedient for you that I go away. For if I do not go away, this one says, for if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you. But if I depart, I will send him unto you. And when he is come, he will reprove the world of sin and of righteousness and of judgment. Of sin, because they believe not on me. Of righteousness, because I go to my Father and you see me no more. And he didn't say, I'm going to die.
No.
He's saying, this is my interpretation anyway. So the Christians don't get excited. You don't have to believe this. But the Quran does say that Jesus did not die, and he was not put on the cross, and he is with Allah, and he's still alive, and he's going to come back alive. And I think that it was Ahmadinejad Ahmadinejad wrote this in one of his books, and I read it. And it says that he's comparing, Jesus is comparing himself to the one who was swallowed by the whale. What was his? Jonah. Yeah, Jonah and the whale. All right. He said, as Jonah was in the whale for a certain time, certain days, but he's saying 3 days and 3 nights, and then he will come out of the whale. But Ahmadinejad said that this is wrong, because how did Jonah go into the whale? He was alive. And how did Jonah exist in the whale? Alive. And how did he come out of the whale? Alive. And that's what he was saying in his book, that this meaning in the Bible is that Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, did not die. And he was not on the cross. And that's exactly what it says in the Quran. Exactly. And some people have made up something that says that the likeness of Jesus was put on another person, and then the whole story comes out of that. And then he has a twin, and Thomas Iscariot is the one who looks like him, because that's Thomas means twin, Tawam. That's anyway. So, but Dr. Bilal Phillips said that there's no part of that is in the Quran or the Hadith, so just leave it alone. Don't even go there. That it's fabricated story. Maybe it's partially the truth, but how do you justify that? So, and
however Allah did it is how He did it.
Yes.
That's me. That's
so I'll read the rest of I don't like it when somebody reads part of something and they don't tell you all of it. So I will do that right now. And when He is come, He will reprove the world of the sin and of the righteousness and of the judgment. And we say that is Muhammad, because the angels don't exactly do that, okay? Prophets do that. And if you look to the New Testament under Matthew chapter 5, verse 17, Jesus is saying exactly that. He's saying, don't think that I came to change the law and the prophets. I didn't come to change that, and I've come to fulfill it. And then later he says to his companions, I came only to the lost sheep of Israel. He didn't come to everybody. He just came to the lost sheep of Israel. And that is exactly what we find in Islam, all right? So, anyway, now, and when He is come, He will, of sin, because they believe not on me, all right? And of judgment, because the prince of this world is judged. And I have yet many things to say unto you, but you cannot bear them now. Howbeit, when He, the Spirit of truth, and I like that, because Muhammad is the essence of truth, because he didn't even tell a lie when it would help him. He will guide you to all truth. And that is exactly what we say every single prayer that we have 5 times a day, 17 times a day. If we just do the bare minimum prayers, we say that 17 times a day. Guide us, guide us, guide us. And this is why we call Guide Us TV, because we want to be guided. And it's saying right here that He will guide you to all truth. He shall not speak of Himself, but whatsoever He shall hear. And He could not read. Most of the people of His time did not know how to read or write, and maybe 95% of the people didn't read and write. Only a few people out of all of the people that He had around Him, I think only about 15 could read or write. And that was when He had 10,000 people. Yeah, so you see that it says, whatever He will hear, He shall speak. And that's exactly what the Quran is. It is recitation. The word Quran means recitation. A qari is a reciter. So this seems to me, and this is just my opinion, because we know that the Bible has been changed and changed and changed, and so that's okay. And it was not in fact, it was not in English at all. And it started out 78 books, and then it got down to 73 books, and now it's 66 books in this particular version. Yeah, the Catholic Church still has 73, but anyway. So then I'll finish reading this. It said, shall he speak, and he will show you things to come. And that is another hadith, but it's talking about things that will come. And he predicted, this is 1444 years ago. He predicted that the end times would not come until the Arabs of the traveling Arabs, you know, the ones that are shifting from here to there with their livestock, and is saying that these Arabs will suddenly be competing to build the tallest buildings in the world. And right now, the tallest building in the world is in the UAE, Arabs. And in Saudi Arabia, they're going to build a taller one. They're working on it right now. They're saying clear, I want it to be taller. Why? It's none of them are finished out. None of them are all backed up by tenants. Anyway, so let's go forward here with this. And he shall glorify me. And that is another thing that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam does glorify. There's 25 times the word Jesus, the son of Mary, in the Quran, and only 4 times the name Muhammad, and then what Jesus referred to him as Ahmed. Yeah, so that's only 5 times he's mentioned in there. Anyway, all the things that the Almighty Allah, I'm not going to say Father there. Well, I just said it. Therefore said I that he shall take of mine and shall show it unto you. And again, that's exactly what we're trying to do here. Then said some of his disciples among themselves, what is this that he saith unto us? All right, that's a good question. A little while, and you shall not see me. What is that? And again, a little while, and you shall see me, because I go to the Father. And he's referring to going to Allah. So he's not going to see, and he didn't say he's going to die. In fact, he said he's going to live. So I think it, you could say, well, you don't accept the Bible anyway, so why do that? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Anyway, verse 18, it says, they said, therefore, what is this? He says, a little while, we cannot tell you, we cannot tell what he says. Now, Jesus knew that they were desirous to ask him, and said unto them, do you inquire among yourselves of that I said a little while? Let me see where that is. 19, yeah. Do you inquire among yourselves that I said, a little while you shall not see me, and again a little while you shall see me? Verily, verily, I say unto you, that you shall weep and lament. And they did that. But the world shall rejoice, and you shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. And what is that? according to me, I'm seeing that a lot of people did weep at that time and lamented at that time. But then when they found out he was alive, after they found that the sepulcher was empty, they never saw him put in there, and they never saw him leave there. So they found an empty sepulcher or a grave or whatever. So then as they are walking away, they see a gardener, and he starts talking to them, and he says, "I'm Jesus." And they say, whoa, why are you dressed like that? And he tells them, "I'm dressed like this so they won't kill me." So if he was, that is clear that he's not dead.
Not dead.
Anyway. That's
phenomenal.
my interpretation. That's just my interpretation. Okay. Don't panic, everybody. But these people lamented, and they were turned into joy. And a woman, when she is in travail, has sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembers no more the anguish for the joy that a man is born into the world. Okay? And this is exactly true, because I've sat right there with my wife having a baby, and then she's in pain, and then when she delivers the baby, she's really happy. Okay. Hello, salam alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah. Yes, I hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Alhamdulillah. I was watching the show. I thought I'd call in yesterday. I fell asleep.
All right.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
If you go to the original Greek, in John, what is the word for comforter now?
What is the word for what?
Comforter. If you go to the original Greek, but you said, I got many things to say to you, but you can't bear them now. And the other verse was.
Wait a minute. You need to slow down your talking, because you're talking on television through a phone. So slow down.
Okay. In the verse when Jesus says, "It be best if I depart. If I depart not, the Comforter will not come." Well, now, which the original in the Koine Greek? Do you know for the word Comforter?
Trumpado. What is trumpado?
Comforter. Remember, Comforter.
Trumpeto?
Comforter. I think the Bible was. Hold on. I think it's John. Hold on, Uncle. Hold on, I got it right here.
John, what chapter? What chapter?
It's let me put you my notes. I got my notes, Uncle.
If you tell me what chapter, we can pull it up.
Yeah, I got it right here. It's gonna be
Chapter what?
John 6:13.
John 6. Okay, 13.
It's John 6:12-15.
Well, John, what number is it?
John 16:12-15. It says, "I have many things to say to you."
Whoa. You just said John 6. Is it 16 or 6?
John 16:12-15.
Okay. Now, what verse?
Through 15 minutes, it goes, it said, He shall glorify me, and shall do to you. All things
Now,
are fallen
whoa. We need the number. We just need the number. That's all.
John 16.
All right. Now what verse? There's 33 verses in John 16.
I lost my notes. 12 to 15.
15?
John 16, verses 12 to 15.
Okay. Now, all right. Let me read it for our folks on that are watching this. Let me read it. Okay. It says, verse 12, I have yet many things to say unto you, but you cannot bear them now. We've already read that and we talked about it. Howbeit he, the Spirit of truth, is come. He will guide you to all truth. He shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, he shall speak. And we just talked about that. Did you watch that?
Oh, okay. Alhamdulillah.
Okay. So you just tuned in late, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, but it's talking about the Spirit of the truth. I want to say, in my opinion,
yes,
that's one of the names of Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
We already talked about this. We already talked about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did. We went in depth on it. And Spirit of Truth, because he said, I can promise Jannah, to the paradise, to anybody who doesn't tell a lie, even in a joke. Yeah, and he's also was famous for not ever telling a lie in his life. So he was the Spirit of Truth. And then we read on and we covered it all the way up to verse, I think we were on verse 20. 21. Okay. We were on verse 21. All right. So
okay. I came in late. I'm sorry,
Uncle. No, don't apologize. But I just wanted to tell you that we already covered that. So a woman is in travail. She has sorrow because she is pregnant and she's delivering the baby. And once the baby is delivered, she doesn't remember that anymore because she's so happy about the baby being born. Okay, now the next verse, it said, and you will know therefore have sorrow, but I will see you again, and your heart shall rejoice, and your joy no man taketh away from you. And that is exactly what happened at that time of Jesus, because he did appear to the companions, some of the companions as disguised as a gardener, and then he showed up in the upper room and he appeared to them. And people try to make that as like he suddenly appeared, like an angel. No, but he just appeared to them like a normal person, and he told them, hey, look at my hands, I'm real, and look at me, I'm real.
Yeah, because even the Bible scripture, he came in, he said, shalom, peace, and they was
yeah, he did start that. He said, salam alaikum, peace be upon you. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was talking.
Yeah, he said shalom alaikum.
Yes, and that we were.
He said shalom alaikum, and they were scared. They thought he was a ghost. Jesus says, what's wrong? I've been with you so long. I reach out my hand to go some flesh and bone. They were still in disbelief. And so he ate in front of them and they rejoiced.
Okay. So he did sit down with them and he did eat with them. So that means that he was not dead and he was very much alive. And that we know the story of the Last Supper. And shall I tell it to you? The story of the Last Supper is that the companions of Jesus were asking him for another miracle. And he said, if anybody disbelieves after this, and they had already asked for a table to be sent down from heaven with the food already on it. And he said, if I do this, and if anybody disbelieves after this, they will not have a chance to go into heaven. So then he made that with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then they brought Allah, God, brought down that table and they ate from it. And that is from a hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So anyway, let's see now these things of Proverbs. You have asked nothing in my name, ask and you shall receive, and your joy will be full. Now, to me, that means don't ask anything in my name, because heretofore you have asked nothing in my name. And ask and you shall receive, and your joy will be full. Now, a lot of the pastors that I've traveled with, we used to go down into Mexico to convert the Catholics to become Protestants anyway, but they would explain it so they were forced to, by this verse, say in the name of Jesus. But he said, heretofore, you never have asked anything in my name, and ask and you shall receive, and your joy will be full. Meaning, don't ask in my name, always ask in God's name. And that's what we do as Muslims. And that's just my...
in a way, Jesus is teaching Tawheed, though. Teaching the oneness of God.
Yes. All right. Now, it says, these things have I spoken to you in the Proverbs. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So that everybody can see it. I have to put it up here on the screen. But the time comes when I will no more speak to you in Proverbs, but I show you plainly of the Father. At that day you shall ask in my name, and I say not unto you that I pray the Father for you. For the Father himself loves you, because you have loved me and have believed that I came out from God. I came forth from the Father, and I come unto the world again. I leave the world and I go to the Father. So that is explaining exactly what we have in a clear content of Islam. We say that Jesus came from the same one who created Adam in the first place, and he created Eve in the second place. He created all of us in the third place, and there was only one thing left. A man was created from no mother and no father. A woman was created from no mother, but she was from Adam. And then all of the human beings were made up. And then when it got to Jesus, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought a man from a woman with no intervention. And I heard one of the speakers of the Jewish people, I think he was not so much a Jewish as he was a Zionist. Anyway, he said a horrible thing about Mary, and then he said that Jesus is, he said 2 centuries of, anyway, I don't want to quote him. it wasn't not worth quoting. It wasn't worth even bringing it up. I'm sorry I brought it up. Anyway, so you came forth from the. I came forth from the Father, and I am come unto the world again. I leave the world and go to the Father. And his disciples said unto him, now you speak plainly, and you don't speak of a proverb. Now we are sure you know all things, and need not any man should ask thee. By this we believe thou camest forth from God. All right. Jesus answered them, now you believe? Now you believe. Yeah. Behold, the hour comes. Let me put it up here. Okay, behold, the hour comes, yea, is now come, you shall be scattered, every man to his own, and you shall leave me alone, and yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. These things I have spoken to you, that in me you might have peace, and in the world you shall have tribulation. But be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. So now I read the whole entire chapter to everybody, and you can see how we interpret it as Muslims. This is one of the parts of the Bible that we can discuss, because it has maybe a lot of truth in it, maybe hidden, but I think it's right out in the clear. So if anybody wants to know, just read the Quran. That's a much better translation. If you're going to do translation, don't translate it from the Latin, from the Greek, from the Aramaic, from the whatever. That's too many things in there, and over a period of time. So if you're going to go to a translation of anything, I think that the translation of the Quran by the sister Muhammad from California, right here, I think she did a really good job, because I've seen a lot of translations of the Quran, and none comes as close to being right as hers. That's Sahih International, by the way. Sahih International, for those of you who know. And this is the one that we're sending out. This is Sahih International, and this is the one that we are sending out for everybody. Oh my God, I forgot to take a break. Let's take a break right now, and we'll be right back right after this.
A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life, a complete way.
And we are back, mashallah, and we're talking about the Quran, and we would offer anybody who would like to have one of these translations of the Quran, and I've just talked about this. If you would like to get one of these, you can fill out the order form, and it's on allahsquran.com, and then let me see if I can put that up here. allahsquran.com. This is okay. Okay. And I have to click this to make it work, and then the free Quran, allahsquran.com, and then use the extension free, allahsquran.com free, and that will bring it up right away. Let me show you where that is. allahsquran.com/free, and then the form will come up, and then you can fill it out and then send it in, and we will send you a Quran back, a Quran translation, not a Quran. But if you would like the Arabic, if you're a Muslim and you'd like the Arabic and the translation, you can order this as well. All right, and we will send that out free of charge. We will pay the postage, and if anybody would like to help us do this, you can get the rewards by going to the bottom of that form, and let's see if you, yeah, it said I would like to make a donation. There is at the bottom of the form, and then you can do that. So if you would like to do that, right at the bottom of the form, you can see I would like to make a donation. All right, so you can do that. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And wrapping it up, Abu Hafsa, what have you got to tell us about this, about tonight's version of the?
Well, I mean, I learned quite a bit. I didn't realize that all that information was in the book of John, and alhamdulillah, we have, like the Sheikh said, we have the translated original. So we have the original from the Arabic translated into the English. You can get that free of charge, and you can talk about who this person is, and you can decide for yourself if what we say is accurate or not. We believe that, of course, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came after Isa ibn Maryam to complete the line and succession of prophethood, and he is the seal of prophets. And the best way to find that out is to find out the message for yourself.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
I like that. I like that very much. So, and we also have our brother who is on the phone with us. Maybe you could be one of our guests. What do you think about that, brother? Are you still on the line with us? Oh, he hung up.
I think he took off.
Oh,
He took the power. He exited stage left there. What happened?
Well, all right.
He did a good, you guys went through
He did a wonderful job.
Sure.
He covered a lot of stuff. He missed the thing that I didn't want to repeat all of that again for him, because he heard me talk on the phone to him privately, and then he called in tonight. So that was good.
Okay.
That was good.
MashaAllah.
He knows a lot about Islam now.
MashaAllah. It's good.
They're telling us we got to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Okay.
We'll be back tomorrow, inshallah.
All right. That's a good idea. And by the way, guys, we are going to be in Chicago the week after Christmas. And who is going to join us? This guy right here.
Oh, Chicago,
yeah.
My kind of town.
Oh, yeah.
I love Chicago. My kind of town.
Yeah, Chicago. Check out. Hey, remember when we went to the pizza place?
I can remember that very well, but I know a bunch more places I could take you now. I've lived in Chicago for a little while.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have fun. And before that, the week before Christmas, we're going to be in Houston, Texas for the
I'm going to miss that one,
convention.
Unfortunately. But mashallah, that's always
mashallah. MashaAllah. So stay tuned and stay guided with
Guide Us TV.
Yeah.
A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life, a complete